Hi, I'm Chef Jana here at the Chef John Folse Culinary Institute, and I'm a chef instructor as well as the director of CJFCI. Today we are going to make a classic Cajun Creole dish that most people from this area are familiar with. We're going to do a little crawfish etouffee. And the reason we're doing this recipe today, or what's so special about it, is we're going to be using the signature spice blend that our spices in the professional kitchen class actually created to represent our university and sort of show the spirit of who we are in the Bayou region. I'm going to start by adding some butter. I'm using my cast iron skillet. We're going to let this melt down. I also have some shellfish stock here that I've heated up so that when I'm ready, it's already hot and it will thicken quickly. I'm going to add my trinity, which would be celery, onions, bell pepper. We're going to hold off on the garlic until a little bit later. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in. We've got 1 small onion and a 1/4 cup of celery and bell pepper. So that's about 2 stalks of celery, 1 small bell pepper. We're going to let this saute. So the signature blend is representative of our Cajun Creole cuisine. So it's going to have a lot of spices utilized in the different 7 nations that created our cuisine. The students who were in this class and developed the signature blend, they've also provided several recipes with the blend, and this is one of them. So next I'm going to move on to adding my flour, which is going to create my roux. Now when you cook these vegetables, you may need to cook them a little longer than I have right now until they're nice and translucent and tender. This is all going to come together. We're going to want to get a little bit of a nutty, aromatic smell happening here. Like you're going to see a little golden brown on the flour itself before we're going to start adding our tomato paste. All right, this is smelling lovely. A little nuttiness, toasting that flour a bit. Now I'm going to add my tomato paste. My signature spice blend that we're calling Colonel Kicker, everyone. Isn't that fun? We're gonna add that in now too and let that toast a bit. A little bit of salt. And finally our garlic. You don't wanna add your garlic too soon in this process because you don't want it to burn. Oh, it smells great. I wish you could smell this. So we're gonna let that tomato paste kind of roast a little bit in the bottom of this very hot skillet before we start adding our stock. All right, the tomato paste is nice and caramelized and toasty. So I have my hot stock here. I'm gonna go ahead and start adding it. I like to add just a small amount at first to get up all that fond and caramelization that's in the bottom of the pan. And now I'm gonna keep adding my stock until I get the consistency that I'm looking for. So I've got my consistency to where I would like it, and now I'm gonna go ahead and let this simmer. I let this simmer for about 10 minutes. Then I'm gonna add my crawfish. Your crawfish, you're gonna add a little bit of additional liquid and moisture with that crawfish fat that's in there as well. So take that into account when you're adding your liquid originally. And as it's cooking down, if it starts to get a little too thick, just make sure you have a little extra stock and you can thin it out to the consistency that you like. Okay, we're gonna let this simmer for about another 10 minutes and then we're gonna plate up our etouffee. We're doing a special presentation with our etouffee today. It doesn't just have to be served over white rice. We're gonna use it as like a sauce or a topping for a fish dish. All right, so our etouffee has been simmering for about 10 minutes. I'm loving this consistency that we have here. I'm gonna finish it with some green onions and parsley. Stir that in. Done some Brabant potatoes. Those were blanched, deep fried, tossed in a garlic butter sauce with some of our Colonel Kicker signature spice blend. I've also got some puppy drum over here that I have seasoned with our signature spice blend and pan-seared. We're gonna go ahead and put this on top of our Brabant potatoes. Now I'm going to add some of our etouffee right on top. I wish you guys could smell this. And now I'm gonna go ahead and just garnish with some green onion curls. right on top. And here you have it, our crawfish etouffee with our Brabant potatoes and our pan-seared puppy drum, all seasoned with our signature spice blend, the Colonel Kicker.